funny video because Sarge and I realized we haven't posted in almost 2 weeks. Oops. Sorry guys. Woo! So I figured I'd go over Saints Row 4 because it recently went on sale on the PlayStation Shop, and I believe Xbox too, but I don't know. This is gonna be sort of a retro view, sort of me just talking about the game, sort of not really anything in between, so be prepared for that. So one thing I will say about Saints Row 4, if you like, it is oddly satisfying to collect these quests. I do not know why, but it is fun and satisfying just to run around the overworld of Saints Row and just to grab these clusters and see how many you can get and expand your powers, which is, in my opinion, a lot better than some other ways games will expand powers for you. I know for a fact that not everyone would like this tone. Some people might find it tedious after a while. I don't, but you might. What that other? The biggest point that I see people get to is they don't like how the powers are implemented. And that's sort of fair, because I know that whoever worked on the cars is probably the powers. You get them so early, and so hard not to use them. Oh hey, Mario.
I gotta admit, I didn't think much of the boss when they first joined the crew. I thought there was no way they were gonna make it through being canonized, let alone be any help taking over Stillwater. Hell, they didn't even talk back then. But after that shit with the Vice Kings, I knew we found ourselves one hell of a saint. There's nothing the boss can't do.
So, throughout the game world, audio logs are also scattered. You can find them. I know there's one at the Broken Shillelagh, there's one here at the airport, and they're just scattered everywhere. I don't know where they all are. It's intuitive enough when you're trying to get to them, because from the logic you know about your powers, if you think you should be able to do it, generally you can. There are some exceptions, and I don't really like those. However, something I really do like is if you want to save a vehicle, like you saw that whole circle just appear on the screen, all you have to do is jump in it and hit down on the D-pad. That's if you're playing console. I'm not aware of what it is on PC. Back to the whole powers thing. I don't believe they meant for the powers to be so overtaking in the game, but they really are. It is, I normally do fights without guns, unless, like, you know, I need a light gun or something. I mean, I use whatever I need, but most of the fights don't have very many gun use. You see right now I don't even have a full weapon wheel. I really like the looks of this shotgun though. Just for full disclosure, I do have the re-elected tab, which it gives you like all the DLC that came out for the game, I believe some in-game customization options and stuff. That's how you see, like, I have explosion, bling, and then with the buffs, I have explosion and bling, explosion and bling, explosion and bling. Now, one thing I will say about telekinesis explosion, particularly, let's see if I can grab something here. I do not have very good range on my telekinesis. I have not upgraded this power. Is you have so long to actually get rid of it. Oops. See, but this is what I mean. I just run around and I use executions to get rid of guys. It's faster and honestly kind of easier. It's like when those portals pop up, I use fireballs, see if I can. That was definitely above skill. That is like the Manchester Smash on steroids.
I'm up for more.
Now you're on fire. Like, or these are orbs that will drop. I am shit. And if you're ever in trouble like I am now, and you really don't want to leave because your team is trying to do that flashpoint, these golden, what they call SIDs or CIDs, are always spawn whenever you're in trouble, except for one point in the game, but that's just one point in the game. Where'd it go? It can be tricky to catch, but I mean, you know, if you destroy these, you do get the heat off.
It's been months.
Things I don't really like about the game would be like, I'm not a big fan of having to hack stores just to use them. I kind of feel like you should be able to use any store, and then if you want to own it, like say 2 and 3 style, where it gives you some money and give you a discount, then you should have to hack it if you want to do that. Otherwise, you just kind of own it. Let's see. That would actually be worth hacking. That's the other thing. You only need 1 or 2 of each store. Of course, you can hack as many as you like. But if you're like me and you're doing missions and you're running around and using this game to go on Steam sometimes, you really only need 1 or 2. Maybe 1 on each island, you know, because getting around this game world is nothing. I don't like how they use Steelport again. I would have actually really liked to go back to Stillwater. I started playing the series in Saints Row 2, and I think it would have been a nice little callback to go to Stillwater because, well, that's part of the Saints got their start. It would be appropriate that the series not end, but the tale of the Saints doing the same thing. See, this is leather and lace. I've already hacked it because it's one of the better stores to shop at and get. Oh yeah, I accidentally marked leather and lace. Oops. Oh no, wait. That is right there. I'm silly. As you just saw, you do not take fall damage. so don't worry if you super jump and you're overshoot. I'll talk about the powers in just a minute. I want to show you guys how to hack a store. So what you would do is you would come over to this icon here, hit triangle, and then you're gonna have to kind of do this little puzzle. And you kind of have to be careful because you only get enough of each part to realistically complete the puzzle as they intend. So even if you see another way that you could complete it, you have to go, is this how they made me complete it? Talking about the cars, you can get the old school Steelport Police car. I do like the looks of this car a lot. There are points in the game where they bring back stuff like the Fuego. You can even get like the Brotherhood's compensator and stuff like that. Then these are the DLC vehicles. The one that is the most fun in my opinion is the stoned monster dragon thing. It's also really useful at one point in the time in the story because it can run over vehicles, whereas a lot of the others can't. Oh, the Ronin Kanata is also really fun. So you can upgrade them to this. See, I have a button. Don't worry about it, but if you're title cash only bother upgrading vehicles, you're really not going to do it. You're just not. I have only a few times have I actually needed a car, and that is most of the time to get my anyone I have in my party or my crew or whatever they're calling it this time around to from point A to point B. Because if you have powers and they don't, it is a whole lot easier just to be like, alright, you're just getting in this car. This one's kind of fun to drive, though it is a little slow. This I've actually never driven, so let's take her out for a spin. BTW completely useless. Whoa!
Driving this.
Oof. This thing does not handle great.
Hope I don't get another speeding ticket.
There are some, generally speaking,
If he borrows this thing,
every vehicle has like its use in a sense. Like this would just be a dumb fun car. That's what most of them are realistically. And if you destroy it, don't worry about it, it's saved in your garage. So if let's go to the airport so I don't get the Zen on me. And let's use the death from above. That should kill it. It probably won't because it's a DLC vehicle, but eh. Yeah. Oh, if you want to switch between your powers while you're selecting them, left and right on D-pad. Just kind of. Some vehicles in this game are really tough. Like you're thing that really shouldn't be. If the vehicle doesn't handle well, like this one. And that's how you know when the vehicle is explode, because it's on fire, kind of like in GTA. I've never actually flown in this game, so let's see how my flying skills are. This ought to be Oh. Oh, they really... Oh, this is gonna suck. Whee. See, now it isn't getting like kind of like this tour thing. There are, oh, it's inverted. There are these what they call flashpoints or hotspots that you can take on. I think I'll end the video by taking on that one, so we'll come back to that in a minute. There are no boats in this game, so if you liked the boats from the Saints Row kind of like 3 or 2 era, sorry to say you're kind of out of luck. There is a run on water skill though, so there is that. Oh! Oh, I fucked up. Oh well. Yeah! I claim to be good at flying anyway. That's sort of something. I have 60 of these. Let's talk about the powers. So you'll just hit your touchpad, or I believe it's just the middle button for Xbox, and you'll look at all the different powers you can get. You've got Death from Above, and the nuke is 50, level 50 required, and its cost is 50 clusters. It is very expensive for a very good reason. You can get stuff like this for your shield. A lot of the times, some of these will be really expensive, especially like if you go to one of the more, in my opinion, overpowered, like Recharge. It's pretty innocent, but it can get expensive later on. And you can also unlock elements through optional. Some of them you can't buy. So like I think no. Or was it? I know there was one I could buy. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. And I mean, you really notice I haven't been using the powers to their fullest effect. I am fairly far in the story, which is also why I'm not doing a mission, to kind of show you guys how some of this works. Ooh. Yeah, I missed that. Woo! Ooh. And realistically, it's just, the game isn't terrible. It is not the worst Saints game. In my opinion, that is gat out of hell, because if I wanted to play as Johnny Gat, I would want to play as Johnny Gat, circa Saints Row 2, and maybe Saints Row 3. Which, if you guys don't know, spoiler warning, Gat doesn't actually die in 3. That was kind of the big thing. He gets taken to hell in, I think, 4, or I believe, yeah, I think it's actually the beginning of 5. Yeah, it is. Okay. Other style upgrades, I kind of forgot these existed, so, oops. I don't really use guns, so I don't really ever refill my ammo. So, that's what I would do. Early missions will net you about quests, powers, goods. Read Saf, read. Faster decay, that's always nice, especially if you're like me and you don't like having the enemies on you that long. I desperately need that. I desperately need that too. These are really good. These upgrades here, I would highly recommend maxing all of them out. I get that ammo thing. Do I want a dual wield? And there are some weapons I'll go over at the right before we take on the flashpoint, because I'll kind of make sure it's, you know, and you can call in different things. Like you can get Gat, David, Washington, Miller. They're all here. Revive speed is something I would very much recommend, especially early game. You can do that just to get some XP. Scavenger is another. I'm not gonna say it's overpowered, but it's nice. And of course, you can always look at what you need to unlock if you want 100% the game. I think that's nice. I don't bother 100%ing. I have the music off because it would be copyrighted as fuck, because they spend a lot of money on their music. So let's head over to this nearest gateway. I'll explain what gateways are when we get there. They sort of work like safe houses, because there are no safe houses in this game, which does kind of blow, because I kind of like having safe houses. So this is where you can get your vehicles, your helicopters, all your stuff. Just all of your stuffs. And I have a jet. I can go to my hangar. Not that I'm gonna use that ever. I can pick up the plunger gun. That's actually DLC, but I usually just use the RPG. Actually gonna grab the disintegrator, keeping that shotgun. Fire SMG. I like that. This is by far, this right here is my favorite. It is the knife thrower. I think this is also what Johnny spawns with. We'll call him one right before we get to the flashpoint. Because, yeah, this is not going to be a very long video. I do apologize. We will be uploading tomorrow, though. Oh. Yeah, one of us will. Probably. Maybe. Yeah, one of us will. Now, something that it doesn't do that I kind of wish it did is tell you how far you are from your target, because it does do that in missions. Like, we're fairly close. So I'm just going to land on, I think, that small building down there. Boom. This is inside the flashpoint zone, but I don't really care. We'll call in Johnny.
Of course I'm up for some carnage.
Motherfucking Gat. You can call in. If you want to use Saint's backup, I think you have to have all three spots free. Let's do Kinsey.
Why not? I need to stretch my legs.
And why not? Benjamin.
Sure thing, I'm good to go.
Okay, now
I
with
guess
these
there's
three,
no reason to try selling my book here.
this is sort of like it's from all over the place.
You know
So why didn't you ever try leading the Saints?
Didn't see the point.
Well, you're pretty charismatic. You've been a part of the Saints longer than anyone. People don't like pissing you off, and even Zinyak thought you were the biggest to him.
I've done the planning part in the past, and it's boring. I'd rather just get in there and get shit done. I find it's more fun that way.
That's really not that different than how the boss does things now.
Now, later on you will get homies with superpowers. Right now they don't have superpowers. Oh, you just died by me running in, literally.
Couldn't last any longer than that.
This thing is just fun. I believe they do eventually teleport.
God,
King,
how's the leg been?
hurts like a bitch when it's gonna rain.
You know, I'm sorry about that.
Fuck it, wasn't you who did it.
Still,
Thanks.
The disintegrator rifle is kind of a power. Wow, if I could aim. Because it does just what it says it does. Put this out.
percent.
Where is it? What kind of gun do you have? Oh, you just carry an alien rifle? That's weird. You're weird. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to fight Warden after this.
That has to be embarrassing.
I can aim fine sometimes, just sometimes I suck.
Activating defenses. I have to say, I don't know what the Saints would do without you.
Why, thank you, Mr. King.
I mean, without you, we'd all still be trapped in those pod things.
That's probably true.
I'm just glad you're better at this than as the press secretary.
I know I am. Wait, what?
UFO! Coming in!
Reinforcements engaged.
UFO in this.
These guys suck.
There we go. And you just hold down triangle to be able to take a lot.
Shut it down.
Heater
Shut
and
it down forever.
And it turns blue when it's yours. You don't get to do anything with these. Just it being blue means you don't have to do it. And I've actually got almost all the hotspots done. Which is really nice. The more of these you do, the more of this simulation you control. So that's about it. Thanks for stopping in. And I'll see you whenever I upload again. Bye.